Congressman Peter King, a Republican from New York, is a member of the House Homeland Security Committee. He's with us from Belle Harbor, Queens this morning. He's checking in on the recovery from Sandy 6 months later. Congressman King, good morning to you.
Good morning, Savannah.
We will, of course, have more on Sandy a little bit later on the show, but I want to talk about the Boston bombing investigation and ask you about these reports that we now know how it is that the Russians became aware of Tamerlan Tsarnaev, that they wiretapped him having a conversation with his mother and one other person. In your view, is that a critical piece of information that may have changed how FBI agents investigated him had they had that information back in 2011?
Yes, Savannah, there's no doubt that if the Russians had given the FBI the information they had regarding the mother and the son and their views on the mother's radicalization and the son's radicalization, it would have dramatically changed the investigation. It would have caused the FBI to go further and to, again, get to the bottom of this a lot more quickly and possibly headed this entire disaster off, yes.
Are you satisfied with the help that the Russians are providing now in the investigation?
No, there's no way of knowing. There's no doubt the Russians are cooperating more, but as I heard Congressman Schiff say before, there's still not full trust between the United States and the Russians. And they don't want to give us any information which is going to give away any of their sources, any of their methods. So it's sort of a bit of a dance here, as they want to give us as much as they can, which helps them, but they don't want to give us anything which would give us an idea as to how they do their intelligence. So that's the, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you. On Meet the Press on Sunday, you told David that you felt the FBI agents who interviewed Tsarnaev back in 2011 gave him the benefit of the doubt on too many occasions. What do you mean by that? What specifically?
Yeah, I can't tell you specifically. I'm just saying there were two other instances that I thought if the FBI had looked further and if they had realized that, how often do you find someone having three separate coincidences regarding possible terrorist activity? And I thought they were too quick to close that out, and also they should have done more as far as going to the local mosque, going to the imam, and just checking him out a lot more than they did. To me, there was enough smoke there that, whether or not there was fire, there was enough smoke that investigation should have been kept more active.
And very quickly, other than rather someone radicalized these young men, do you believe they had outside help in terms of either training or financing?
Savannah, I think they have to, and I have no evidence of it, but when you find, this many bombs put together so well, getting all the equipment, getting all the devices, putting it together, assembling it, it's very difficult for me to believe that two people could have done that on their own, especially living in a tiny apartment with his wife and his daughter, the other brother going to school. Just too much was perfectly synchronized here for this just to be two guys doing it on their own. So I believe that there had to be some sort of facilitation, at least, possibly co-conspirators, but certainly other people involved. I mean, again, no guarantees, but if I had to bet right now, I would say yes, that one way or the other, we are going to find that other people were involved.
All right, Congressman Peter King, it's good to have your perspective this morning, sir. Thank you very much.